What's up, you guys? This is One Classic Gamer here. Welcome you to the first guide of the Quarry. That's right, I told you guys I was going to be returning to this game. I know I'm about a week late with these, but they took a little bit longer to make than I thought they were going to. Now, the interesting thing about this game is it takes multiple playthroughs in order to beat this game. There are a lot of guides out there on YouTube, but the one that I recommend you guys follow is MD's channel. He has a guide that shows you how to get all the trophies, all the collectibles in not one single run, but in 3 to 4 playthroughs. You have to play this game at least 3 to 4 times, so I'm going to recommend him at the start of every single one of these videos, and I'm just going to be taking my time, going bit by bit with each video. Today I'm going to be starting off with the tarot cards. There are 22 tarot cards in this game. And yeah, we're going to be going through this pretty quickly because I want to make these as concise as possible. So the first tarot card is going to be in the prologue here. As soon as you split up from Max, you want to take the left path there, and it's going to be right there. Next, we're going into Chapter 1. We're playing as Jacob here. We're going to climb through the window. This is on the story path, basically, when you have to grab the bags for Caitlin. So you're going to want to climb through the window. I don't know why he climbs all slowly and stuff. Whatever. It's just Jacob, man. His ridiculous personality, his goofiness. But yeah, we're going to ignore that for now. We're going to go outside into this area, and we're going to head towards the front door. But just before we get to the front door, we're going to take a left, and we're going to go into the kitchen, and the second tarot card is going to be right there. And yeah, we're getting through these pretty fast, like I said. So now we're going into Chapter 2. This chapter, this split in the road right here, is why you need to play through this game multiple times. Unfortunately, you can't get everything in one single run. You're going to have a run through where you do tarot cards and evidence, and you're going to have a run through where you do where you go for the clues. So in this run, we're going to take the Rocky Road path, and a little ways up the path, you're going to see this sign here in the split. We're going to take a left, and pretty soon the camera is going to shift, and the tarot card is going to be up on the cliff face, just sitting there for us. So it's the Hanged Man. That's one that I missed in the initial playthrough. Tarot card number 4 is going to be in Chapter 3 on the main path here. Just ahead of us is the main path. You're going to want to walk back a little bit, and it's going to be up there in the trees. It's going to be the tower. Skipping ahead in Chapter 3, we are now with Jacob here, right after the dialogue with Emma. As soon as they give you control, you're going to walk forward a little bit, and it's going to be right there. This is one of the hardest tarot cards to miss in the game, honestly. So now we're going into Chapter 4. As soon as you take control of Emma, you're going to walk out onto the dock here. There's going to be a little cinematic that plays, which is really, really interesting. And she walks really, really slowly. That's the one thing about this game that I have to say that I am not a fan of, is just how slow the characters are when it comes to walking. Like, they should have given them a run button, to be honest. But as soon as that cinematic is over, you're going to walk all the way to the edge of the dock, and the Magician tarot card is going to be right there. And later on in Chapter 4, this is one that is like another one that's really like difficult to miss here. It's basically in the middle of a cutscene. You're gonna have this whole scene where they're carrying Nick on the wheelbarrow, and there's a little bit of dialogue here. And basically, as soon as it cuts to inside the lodge, the tarot card is literally going to be like right there in your face. You have like 5 to 8 seconds to collect this thing. It's really not hard to get at all, as you can see. So now I believe we're going into Chapter 5. Yes, we are. With Dylan and Ryan here, when we're heading towards the Radio Shack. This was an area that we were at earlier in the game. We're going to walk towards these 2 benches here, and the Devil tarot card is going to be right there. And just a little bit ahead of that, before you enter the shack, the 5th tarot card is going to be right there. It's the Hermit. So now we're going into Chapter 6. We're going to be playing as Jacob. In this beginning part of the chapter, you're going to come down this like little boardwalk here, and this is like right before you run into Emma, or if you've killed Emma, there's an outcome where Emma like won't be here at all. But in this particular playthrough, she was here. But that's irrelevant. As soon as you make it down the stairs, the tarot card is going to be right there. And then later on in Chapter 6, when you're in the pool house as Abby, there are all these bathrooms that you can go into. I believe this is the second or the third bathroom that you walk into, and it's just going to be right there waiting for you. So now we're going into Chapter 7, and we're going to be playing as Max. As soon as they give you, or not Max, Laura. As soon as they give you control in the cell, you're going to want to walk towards your bed and then walk back towards the bars, and it's going to shift, and it's going to be right there underneath the bunk bed, or the bed. Man, I can't talk. Later on in the chapter, when Max turns into a werewolf and he takes out your fucking eye and you're finally allowed to explore the police station, you're going to come out into this area right here in between these desks, and the tarot card is going to be right there. Now we're going into Chapter 8. Chapter 8 has the most tarot cards in the game. I think there are like 4 or 5 of them here. So this is the very, very beginning. This is right after Ryan almost falls to his fucking death, and Laura, not Max, has to kind of catch him a little bit. A little bit ahead, we're going to make it here to this tunnel that we're going to go into. There's going to be a little bit of dialogue here. I figured I'd show you guys this so you sort of know where you are and, in the game and whatnot. So she's going to rip the board out, and there's a little bit of humor there, but yeah, as soon as the game gives you control, this is another one that's like pretty much impossible to miss. There are a few tarot cards in this game that are like pretty much impossible to miss. And I think it's that way with like the evidence and the clues too. There's some evidence and clues that are really difficult to miss. So later on in the chapter, this is right before the end of the chapter actually, before you find Jacob in the cage, they're going to give you control of Ryan here. You're going to take a left, go into this room with the stills, and there is going to be a tarot card right there. And then you're going to go back into the room that you started in and walk to the end where all these barrels are. And as soon as you get to the end of these barrels, the Emperor Tarot card is going to be right there. So now we're going into Chapter 9. Like I said, we're going through this really, really quick. There's this cabinet that you can hide in right after Ryan gets stabbed, and they give you control, and like things kind of settle down. You walk towards the bed next to the cabinet. It's going to be right there above the cabinet. And then when they give you control of Laura later on, right before she fights Jeremiah Hackett, you're going to come into this room, and you're going to walk towards the window, and there's going to be the Sun Tarot card. That's another one that's really, really difficult to miss. But, yeah. So now we're going to go into the scrapyard, and this is probably the longest one that I show, because this is probably, like, in my opinion, one of the more confusing areas in the game to get lost in. You're going to hit this button, and it's going to open up these gate doors, and the lights are going to shut on or turn on all dramatically. And yeah, as soon as they give you control, you're basically going to head straight for that shipping container in front of you, in the background basically. So waiting for them to give me control. There we go. So now you're going to walk towards these shipping containers here, and there's going to be like another little mini cinematic that plays out where like the light like blows out, and Dylan has kind of a funny reaction right here. It's really funny, man. Like, Dylan is like the one character that I started off the game hating him, and then when I played through the game again like several times, like my opinions on his character just completely shifted. Like I kind of love Dylan now. The actor who plays him is fucking hilarious, by the way. And if you haven't seen it yet, I'd recommend going over to his channel, because he does a lot of streaming, and he's a really entertaining, funny guy. So as soon as I give you control, you're going to come up these stairs here. And basically, yeah, he walks all slowly. As soon as you get to the top of the stairs, you're going to hang a left, and you're going to head down this way. Down these shipping containers, and it's going to be right there. And then after the scrapyard scene, if Abby is still alive, you really want to make sure Abby is still alive here. They're gonna cut to her in the storm cellar, or the storm shelter. You're gonna head towards the stairs, and the Hierophant tarot card is gonna be right there. And now in chapter 10, right there to the right, that's where you go to like prepare for attack. You're playing as Caitlyn here, and basically for the final tarot card, you're going to head this way and you're going to go up into the attic, and it's going to be up in the attic. So that's all the tarot cards in the game. Like I said, I know this was super quick, but yeah, we're going to be getting through these. I'm going to try to be getting through all of these collectibles as quickly and concisely as we can. So next time on the Quarry, we are going to be doing the evidence. I'm going to be showing you guys where all the evidence is, and then I'm going to be showing you guys where all the clues are, the trophies, and then the different outcomes. So the tarot card is going to be right here, and we're just about to get the trophy. There it is, decked out. So if you guys enjoyed this, please comment, rate, subscribe, and next time I will see you guys on the evidence video. Peace.